It's a delightful 6:47 a.m. and I'm here in Hertfordshire to meet the Hollingsworth family. They've got 2 kids, aged 3 and 7, and they know all about the next set of costs, which is childcare. So I'm going to join them for breakfast.
Jeremy, would you like something?
No, I'm fine actually, thank you.
Girls, you alright with you?
Jeremy is a teacher at a local secondary school.
Put those on the table and then you can put this.
His wife Claire is a head teacher.
40 bits of toast or just one bit?
Which would you like, Jeremy?
It's a typical morning getting the kids fed and ready for the day ahead.
As well at the same time.
Do some.
You do one as well. Alright.
Did you find it difficult to juggle all this then?
I'm pulled in lots of different directions by my family and by my job and by the parents at my school, so I'm trying to be everything to everyone, but my family's really important to me. So one of the things that we have tried to do is provide the best care we can for them during the school day and when I can't be there. But obviously a cost incurred for that because we want the best for them. But it is a huge juggle,
Jeremy and Claire are typical of millions of families across Britain. They have to pay for full-time childcare for 3-year-old Amelia, which costs them £1,000 a month after tax.
On the other one then.
Did you decide to wait to have children before you were financially settled enough to be able to afford it then, with these kind of costs you're talking about?
We had to be in a financially secure situation before we had a child, and we had Lydia, but then we actively chose to wait until she was through nursery before we had another child, so that we could afford to put another child through nursery.
And that was a very conscious decision.
And then they're all done.
It's not just nursery fees. They also pay £300 a month for after-school care for 7-year-old Lydia, taking their monthly childcare bill to £1,300.
Help to fasten it?
It's certainly very expensive, there's no doubt about it. With the cost of living, rises in inflation and particularly mortgage, we do find it difficult, yeah, absolutely.
It certainly looks as if parents are victims of the marketplace. Childcare costs going up, and it feels like a seller's market because parents, get into a position where they have to have childcare in order to go back to work.
It's now 7:45 and I'm off on the school run to see where the money is being spent.
Do you sometimes drive to school?
First drop is Amelia at 7:50. She goes to Asquith Nursery, part of the national chain of 108 sites. She's here from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then Jeremy 5 minutes later. But it doesn't finish there.
Bye, Lydia.
Finally, just after 8, Lydia goes off to her school breakfast club. After this hectic round, Claire's got to go to work to pay for it all.
It's like having a salary just for them. That's what it's like currently.
So you're earning ready just to pay for the kids then?
I am. It does feel like that.
Would you ever consider giving up work? Do you think you could make it work economically, that you could stay at home?
I'm doing the job I do because I love it, but I'm also doing the job I do because I get that wage.
When to return to work after having kids is a common dilemma. Our survey revealed that 28% of women said they returned to work before they were ready. When asked why, 80% said they did it for money. But for many families, a good deal of their income ends up being spent on childcare. Childcare costs are one of the biggest expenses facing parents in the first few years of a child's life, not helped by the fact that nursery costs have gone up by an average of 27% in the last 5 years. Nurseries say they aren't making excessive profits. It's just an expensive business to run.
Day nurseries are providing wonderful quality, but quality doesn't come cheap, and there's a cost towards that quality. And of course, more and more day nurseries are employing well-qualified staff who will need to be paid very good salaries, and that's the reason why the salary bill has increased and the cost will have to be picked up by the parents.
Fees have gone up in the last year alone by an average of 6%. This increase has been a blow for the Hollingsworths.
We've always been very pleased with the nursery, the level of care that we get, and Amelia's very happy there, that's why she's still there. But we still feel that it was far too much of an increase. No doubt about that. Because that's putting a huge burden on families. And that's out of all proportion to even inflation running at 3% as it currently is. You know, that's I don't think acceptable.
I think a lot of parents are struggling to make ends meet in terms of, providing, getting childcare for their children. But equally, day nurseries are also struggling. A lot of them are barely breaking even, let alone making a profit.
So how's all this affecting our cost of kids calculator? The cost of childcare in this age range is nearly £14,000. And it doesn't stop there. You're likely to pay almost $17,400 for toys, clothes and food. That brings the bill from 2 to 5 years to over £31,000. Remember, you've already spent almost $8,000 in the first year of your child's life, taking the total spent so far to almost £40,000. And it gets even more expensive during the school